My friends, my name is Lama, Jigme Gyatso, Reme Rinpoche. You can just call me Lama Jigme. And welcome back to our continuing exploration of the Mahasatipatthana Plus. So let's explore this right now. So we're on the second line. Yes, we finally got off the first line. Woohoo! Okay, we're on the second line. The second line reads Maha Satipatthana Plus. So we're going to begin our exploration in the middle word, Satipatthana. It can be translated as the four foundations of mindfulness. There's a lovely book I've recommended in a previous video called The Four Foundations of Mindfulness. And in its review, a Amazon.com patron wrote, well, this book is about the foundations of mindfulness, and I've been meditating so long, I think this book is beneath me. But for all you peons out there, it'll be just fine. Facepalm! As we will see in a future video, at the very, very beginning and at the very, very end of the text, which is attributed to Buddha, it is written that this is a complete path being offered. Let that sink in. We're talking about one-stop shopping. Towards the end, this is, obviously explored in greater length in a future video. It reads that a passage reads that explains that if the instructions in this text are applied, they could completely enlighten an individual within less than 7 years, or 7 months, or 7 weeks, or even 7 days. That is huge. There's this Mahayana myth that it takes 3 great aeons to become a Buddha. Malarkey. Wait, here comes a car. There it goes. Let's continue. It doesn't take 3 great aeons to become a Buddha. The founder of this system of contemplation taught it could take place in a week. That's huge. The phrase Maha, both in Pali and in Sanskrit, means great. So the Maha Satipatthana is the great Satipatthana, or the complete Satipatthana. It has a smaller version called just the Satipatthana, and an even smaller version called the Anapanasati Sutta, but they are the same outline, just truncated in different ways. Being a lazy fellow, many years ago, I began first working with the Anapanasati Sutta, and my study and practice of it was greatly dissatisfying. But it made much more sense when I put it in the context of the Satipatthana. But still, there was something missing. When I put aside the middling and the concise version and just worked with the extensive version of Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the results were explosive. There's all kinds of reasons why over the millennia, the Mahasatipatthana might have gotten trimmed down, but Buddha cautioned folks, at least in his text, not to get lost in speculation, so I won't either. What's with the word plus? Well, although the Satipatthana mentions love more than twice, I decided to include just a few short passages, suttas, that explored love and compassion in Buddha's words, or at least words attributed to the Buddha. I found that to be very, very helpful. Once again, in the doodly-doo below the video, you'll find a link to download a free version of the Maha Satipatthana Plus in a PDF. I update it almost every day, so I'd recommend you to use that link at least once a week to get the very latest version of it. A fundamentalist, when looking at a text, they'll say, what is the most traditional translation? What's the most traditional application of these techniques? A liberal, on the other hand, when working with a translation or a set of techniques, will ask, what is most effective for the most gifted to the most challenged of meditators? That's when I concern myself with the liberal, pragmatic perspective. I think if Buddha was here, and he isn't, but if he was, and of course if he spoke English, he'd say, what matters most is the transformation we receive from the techniques. I'd like to think, now of course, do I know that for certain? No, that's just something I'd like to think. It's my intention that every discourse I give, every video I give will be linked to the text, so that as you flip through it, you'll be able to click on various links and get the discourses. That's my intention, and so far I'm on page 1 of more than 100 pages. So we'll see how that plays out. The quickest way to receive training from me is either to come to my next class in person if you live in Southern California, or via live webinar if you don't. Information to register for that is also in the doodly-doo. Remember to click, what is it? Oh yeah, subscribe and like and share. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Bye-bye now. Where's the off button? There it is.